Princess Michael of Kent is one of the most talked about women in the royal family. She's known for her beauty and elegance, but also for being outspoken and bold. Her attitude has caused tension with other royals and earned her some unforgettable nicknames. But who is this controversial princess? What is her story, and why does she continue to be a source of royal drama even today? Let's dive into the real life of Princess Michael of Kent, a woman admired by some, disliked by others, and misunderstood by many. Early life. Born in a war zone. Princess Michael of Kent wasn't born a royal. She was born as Baroness Marie Christine Anna Agnes Hedwig Ida von Reibnitz on January 15, 1945, in Karlsbad, now called Karlovy Vary, in what is today the Czech Republic. She came into the world just a few months before the end of World War II. Her father was a German baron named Gunther von Reibnitz, and her mother was Countess Maria Anna, a Hungarian aristocrat and former Olympic skier. So, even before she married into the British royal family, Marie Christine already had noble blood. In fact, she once said she had more royal blood than anyone who had married into the royal family since Prince Philip. A dark family secret. When the war ended, things changed quickly. Marie Christine's family had to escape the Soviet army. They fled to Bavaria, which was controlled by the Americans. But her early life held a dark secret, one that she wouldn't learn about until she was 40 years old. In 1985, a historian discovered that her father had been a member of the Nazi SS, the group that ran concentration camps during World War II. Marie Christine had grown up thinking her father was just an honorary member, someone who joined for protection. But when she called her mother, the truth came out: her father had really been part of the SS. It was hard to hear, she later said. Here I am at 40 years old discovering something quite unpleasant. I'll have to learn to come to terms with it. Life in Australia and a love for animals. After her parents divorced in 1946, Marie Christine moved with her mother and brother to Australia. Her mother opened a beauty salon, and Marie Christine went to a Catholic school in Sydney. She didn't see her father again for many years. But even though they were apart, they wrote letters to each other. In her teenage years, she visited him in Mozambique, in Africa, where he had gone after the war. It was there, in the African jungle, that she discovered her love for wildlife, especially cheetahs. She even hand-raised a baby cheetah while she was there, and later wrote a book called A Cheetah's Tale, describing how much that experience meant to her. Her creative career. After her time in Africa, Marie Christine moved to Vienna, then eventually to London, where she began studying art and design. She trained at the Victoria and Albert Museum and worked with some of the top interior designers in the city. She later started her own company called Sopar Designs, worked with art galleries, and even began writing. In 1986, she published her first book, Crowned in a Far Country, about royal brides who married into foreign lands. She went on to write more books about royal mistresses and famous women in history, including her own ancestor Diane de Poitiers, a mistress of King Henry II of France. She also became a popular lecturer, traveling around the world to give talks on history and royalty. She spoke at top venues like the Metropolitan Museum in New York, Sotheby's, and various museums and universities across Canada, Argentina, Greece, and beyond. A royal romance and a big sacrifice. Before she met royalty, Marie Christine was married once before. In 1971, she married Thomas Trubridge, an English banker. But the marriage didn't last, and they divorced 2 years later. Then, everything changed. She met Prince Michael of Kent, a cousin of Queen Elizabeth II. The two fell in love, but it wasn't a simple love story. At that time, no divorced person had married into the royal family since Wallis Simpson, the woman who caused a king to give up his throne. On top of that, Marie Christine was a Catholic, and British law said that anyone who married a Catholic couldn't be in line for the throne. So, to marry her, Prince Michael gave up his place in the line of succession. They had a civil ceremony in Vienna on June 30, 1978. A few years later, in 1983, they had a Catholic blessing in London with the Pope's approval. She wore a cream dress by Belleville Sassoon and a tiara from the City of London. Her engagement ring was made from family heirloom sapphires and diamonds. Royal titles and children. After the wedding, she became Princess Michael of Kent. It might sound confusing, why isn't she called Princess Marie Christine? That's because, in the royal family, women who marry princes usually take on their husband's name and title. Just like women often take their husband's last name, royal wives take their husband's title. So she became Princess Michael instead of Princess Marie Christine. The couple has 2 children. Lord Frederick Windsor, a banker who studied at Oxford. He's married to actress Sophie Winkleman. Lady Gabriella Kingston, a writer and journalist who had a royal wedding in 2019. The Pushy Princess nickname. Princess Michael has a reputation for being bold, which hasn't always sat well with the other royals. One of the most famous nicknames she earned was Princess Pushy. According to documentaries and royal insiders, Princess and the Queen's daughter may have been the first to give her that name. The nickname caught on, and many others started calling her that too. Marie Christine addressed the name in an interview, saying, "Nobody can say what I pushed. We don't even go out much socially." But the nickname stuck, partly because she often did things her own way, arriving late, making demands, and expecting others to adjust to her schedule. Renee Kents and public appearances. In 1985, Princess Michael opened a roadside cafe chain called Happy Eater near Guildford. She joked, "I'd go anywhere for a hot meal," which didn't sit well with everyone. Prince Charles reportedly gave her and her husband the nickname Renee Kents, implying they'd show up anywhere if someone paid enough. Some reports said Princess Michael liked attending high-end events if someone was willing to sponsor her appearance. Critics believed she used her royal status for personal gain. Her opinions on Diana and Charles. Princess Michael hasn't always held back her thoughts, and that's caused issues, especially with Princess Diana. In a sting operation by an undercover reporter, she allegedly said that Prince Charles was jealous of Diana's popularity and called Diana nasty and bitter. Not surprisingly, the 2 women didn't get along. Diana once nicknamed her the U-boat commander, poking fun at her strict and cold behavior. Diana's former bodyguard also said there was a clear sense of snobbery from Princess Michael, which made Diana uncomfortable. Not working royals, but still active. Unlike Prince William or Princess and Princess Michael of Kent are not working royals. That means they don't get taxpayer money for royal duties. Still, they do attend important events when asked and take part in charity work. They've represented the Queen at events in Belize and Eswatini, and they support over 100 charities together. Princess Michael especially focuses on wildlife conservation. She's a strong supporter of the Cheetah Conservation Fund in Namibia and works with the Linnean Society of London, which focuses on the natural world. Quiet but present. In recent years, the couple has stayed mostly out of the spotlight, but they still show up at big royal events. They were present at the Queen's Platinum Jubilee in 2022, King Charles's coronation in 2023, and Royal Ascot. Though their roles in the royal family are smaller, they're still part of the larger picture, and Princess Michael continues to be one of the most interesting and talked about members of the royal family. Final thoughts. Princess Michael of Kent is a woman full of contradictions. She's royal, but not by birth. Elegant, but often labeled pushy. Passionate about conservation, yet involved in scandals. Whether you admire her or criticize her, one thing is certain, she is unforgettable. What do you think about Princess Michael of Kent? Is she misunderstood, or has she earned her reputation? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more royal deep dives. Click on the end screen to watch more videos about the House of Kent and other royal secrets.